The Honorable Governor in his address has failed to make reference to certain points which I will be raising. First is, Goa has erupted on the call of His Lordship Justice Virgin Rebello, who called every citizen of Goa, every person residing in Goa to come and save Goa. He has outlined a 10-point charter, which I want to place on record on the floor of the House. Can I just give this? Speaker up there. And this 10-point charter, citizen charter, is one, protection of hills and forests, declaring them the heritage of the people. The charter calls for an immediate halt to hill cutting and mandates legislative amendments to stop such destructive practices. 2, repeal of corrupt amendments. It demands scrapping controversial provisions of the Town and Country Planning Act that allows zoning changes, user conversions, and increases in floor area ratios. Citizens insisted these amendments are the root of rampant corruption. 3rd, safeguarding agricultural land. The Charter proposes amending the Land Revenue Code to prevent sale of farmland to non-agriculturists and non-residents. Only Goans residing in the state for at least 30 years should be eligible to own agricultural plots, and transfers must be restricted to agricultural purposes. 4th, carrying capacity surveys. No development in villages, towns, or cities should proceed without scientific studies or carrying capacity. The Charter recommends that NEERI or similar agencies conduct these surveys with funding allocated in upcoming budgets. 5, drinking water as right. Highlighting acute shortages, the Charter insists that permissions for multi-story buildings and gated communities be frozen until residents are assured of at least 4 hours of daily drinking water supply as promised by the Chief Minister. 6, sustainable development principles. All projects above ₹5 crores must incorporate the polluter pays principle, precautionary principle, and intergenerational equity. 7, review of tenancy declarations. Negative tenancy declarations issued in recent years must be re-examined by retired judges with fraudulent applicants prosecuted. Similar scrutiny is sought for orchard lands. 8, ban on development near natural assets. Projects near rivers, lakes, forests, hills, and seashores should be prohibited, reinforcing the public trust doctrine. 9, removal of casinos. The Charter reiterates long-standing promises to remove offshore casinos.
1 minute.
Sir, under Rule 16, I would like to move the motion to extend the duration of sitting by 1 hour.
The question is that the duration of the sitting may be extended by 1 hour. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The motion is carried. The duration of sitting is extended by 1 hour.
Yeah.
10, accountability of officials. Strict departmental action, including dismissal and forfeiture of pension, is sought against officers, architects, and engineers found complicit in falsifying documents to aid developers. Why I pointed this out, Honourable Speaker, is that His Lordship Justice Rebello met Honourable Chief Minister before the commencement of the session and presented his charter of demands. I thought that the Governor would make an address because the Chief Minister assured he would look into this, but nothing has been done. There are some demands which can be acted upon immediately, and I think that should be done. The Honourable Governor in his address also failed to mention steps being taken to effectively tackle the deteriorating law and order situation in Goa. From gang wars to dacoities, one in Donapal and the other one in Mapsa, which makes people unsafe even in their own homes. There was an attempted robbery in Parra just 2 days back, and then the news report comes that those robbers, I don't know how they discovered it's those robbers, but those robbers went to Verna and then went to Nuven and robbed some houses there also. Safety of the individual is most important. And yesterday we heard news of a Nepali hitting one, assaulting a resident of Porvorim, Manohar Akshikar, who has suffered injuries. In the case of Edberg Pereira in Naveli, it is police in uniform who have turned criminals in uniform, and the police machinery is going out of the way to protect its people who are in uniform. Siddhi Naik case of the girl from Nashnala has still not been solved. The central jail in Kolwal is another instance of deep-rooted corruption inside the jail premises. The suspensions of some officials only to reinstate them has become the norm of the day. Certain arrests which have been made just before the arrival of the Honorable Prime Minister or some VIP is absolutely meaningless. They are just making this to show so that public does not ask, press does not ask, and there's no embarrassment. How does it profit making these arrests? In Perne, There was one Umakan Kot from Morjing who went to stop illegal development. He was murdered. Drug seizures are on the rise, whilst quantification was relatively small before, now it's in kgs. The drug seizure, Honorable Speaker, it's not a question of who gets caught in drug seizure. The question is from where is the drugs coming and the source of the money. This is very important because if you want to stop it, you have to stop this at the root. The chain has to be stopped. There's a syndicate, and we will believe that this kind of drug menace, which has even reached the villages and schools, which never used to be before. Earlier it used to be only in the coastal belts, now it has gone in the hinterland. Cannot happen unless there's connivance with the police and some officials within the government. I said that people are not safe in their own houses. Murder of Peter de Mello, Saligaon, by non-Goan and non-apprehension of this accused. Only taking some videos or some CCTV footage, he was seen here, seen there, makes nothing, and the investigation is still at zero. The staff at the police station, there's a shortage of staff at police station, at various police stations, causing grave hindrance to the police station functioning, law and order, investigation of crimes. No timely promotion of staff also causes resentment and frustration. Despite over 600 posts of head constables vacant, police from regular batches have not been promoted for over 20 years and some over 15 years, I think even 19 years. There's a grave injustice, Honorable Speaker, to a batch 39, which is called the Bombay batch. About 75 to 80 people are yet to be promoted. They were appointed in the year 2000 and 2001. Now we are 25 years down the line, still they are there only. Batch number 40, recruited in 2001. They are still there. Promotion yet to be done for general and OBC. Batch 41, recruited in 2007. They have completed 19 years. Batch number 42, recruited in 2007. All these are just stuck awaiting promotions. Porous borders is another issue which the governor has failed to address. We have seen that there are goods which have been seized in Gujarat of Galestorm Industry, Galestorm Distillery, then in Sangli in Maharashtra, and in Karnataka. How has alcohol come into the state and gone out of the state without there being checks? This cannot be possible unless there's connivance of a deep-rooted methodology where the excise officials, the police, and somebody in the government is involved. The news today shows ketamine train from Gokarn to Goa. Is Goa becoming a drug hub? The lack of infrastructure and support to the police. The outposts are in a dilapidated state. The robot vehicles are not being repaired. Our robot number 15 is not working. It's such a bad condition. I get complaints and calls from the police constables saying that their vehicle is not functioning and there's no replacement. The police patrol boats, we are supposed to be a coastal police we have, but a recruitment done in 2021, which the Honorable Chief Minister assured that he will carry it forward. After 3 exams, nothing has been done. The most embarrassing part for the government has been, which the Honorable Governor has failed to mention, is there was a man by the name of Vaibhav Thakur. He was arrested by DRI for 200 rupee crore scam. And he comes to Goa, offers 31 laptops and hands it over to the Goa police in the presence of the Chief Minister. How could the government of Goa accept such kind of laptops from such a dubious, shady and a criminal? And what kind of checks had the police done? What kind of intelligence did the police have? And happily received this. Now they have returned this back, I'm told. But the data is already there and the data can be accessed now. If he revives every data, you never know secrets which of the police may be also now compromised. Large-scale filling of lands have not been checked. Suo motu action used to be taken before. Talatis used to go, make a report to the Mamladar, immediately notice used to be taken. Now Talati marks his attendance and collects his salary at the end of the month. He does nothing. They expect people to complain. Sometimes people don't come forward to make complaints because people get violent, people attack them. In a case, recent case in December, when land filling was reported in my constituency, Nokasai, the flying squad came to the site and apparently they were blocked from even going to see it. Why? Because the gate was closed. The flying squad had no magisterial powers to enter it. This can't happen that a flying squad comes and has no powers to enter. The flying squad must be given magisterial powers. The Goan, in an article written by Agnello Pereira in the Goan, speaks of 80-year-old Goan stuck in a decade-long land mutation ordeal in MAPSA. I'm just placing this on record. It shows that our own Goan has been waiting for 10 years for his land record mutations to be corrected, even after orders have been passed. How can this be allowed? This kind of a situation where Goans are suffering, but mutations take place of non-Goans overnight. I'm passing this. I'm also placing on record, Honorable Speaker may kindly see whether that Vaibhav Thakur is giving that this to the Honorable Chief Minister and frauds. He is the one who has committed the fraud, and now the computers, laptops have been returned. Salt pens are being allowed to be converted unchecked illegally and for commercial use. In that Birch by Romeo Lane, which I will speak on 14 January, that is also a salt pen. But in Kavelosi, South Goa, survey number 150/4 is having a double storage structure, which is clearly a salt pen and shockingly identical to the Birch by Romeo Lane. GCZMA has said it is not a CRZ land. It is a Khazan land. It is a salt pan. I'm told that it has also got sluice gates, and this GCZMA says it is not a CRZ area, and it is also having a restaurant cum banquet hall. This is impossible to have this unless there is some sort of corruption going on. The Made River, the manner in which the Made matter is being handled, very sadly, the governor has not been able to address that effectively, because it looks like the Made River is actually sold. The government is making no serious attempt to ensure that the case is being taken up in the Supreme Court and that we fight it to regain the lost glory and the lost river. Archaeology, our Kurzian Fort renovation, which began before I got elected in 2021, seems to be going at a snail's pace, and there seems to be no date of completion. I've been asking questions at every session of the Assembly, and it's being given to me that specialized stone is not available. How could the contractor be given such a work and he assuring that he would complete if he did not have his materials ready or available at that time? Another thing is about the labor codes. The labor code has been enforced by the Government of India in November 2021. Section 17(2) of the Labor Code 2019 mandates that when an employee is removed or dismissed from service or retrenched or resigned or becomes unemployed due to closure of establishment, wages mandatorily have to be paid within 2 days. Small employees, casino employees, they are not being paid. Goa Labour Department is sleeping and doing nothing. I think that the Goa Labour Department needs to be hauled up, not simply to carry out registration of people for employment and doing nothing else. In Health Department, non-regularization of contract workers under National Tuberculosis Elimination Program, NHM, is something which has been a demand for a long time. There is no rationalization of contract workers. They do the same work like regular workers. A total of 65 contractual staff is there. That staff includes doctors, and they are there for more than 10 years. And I think they need to be also attended, which the Honorable Governor has skipped to mention. At our health center at Gawad, there's no regular ambulance available, and 108 is not prompt. Also, our district hospital in Mapsa needs upgrading. Our Goa tourism boasts of increase of footfall. But, Honorable Speaker, it is not the quantity which comes in. We have people coming by bus, we come by treks, and they come even by their own private vehicles. But those are not the tourists who give any type of good tourism for Goa. This time they say, in 2017, we will welcome 8.9 lakh foreign tourists. In 2025, it has dwindled to 5.2 lakhs. Where have the foreign tourists gone? Why are they not coming? Is it because the domestic tourists have increased and they're pushing them out? We have also, when we speak about increase in footfalls, yet the industry is complaining that they are not doing enough business. Registered hotels, people who have got taxis, people who have got other businesses are complaining there's absolutely no footfall for them. It is, we see unregulated rentals. People are popping up bread and breakfast, I won't call those OYOs and all those, whatever it is, they're coming. And the legitimate hotels which have spent crores of rupees in setting up their business, running establishments, they are having no occupation. The beach etiquette requires to be followed, because unless you have a proper beach etiquette, we have people going there to ogle at our tourists, and the tourists are then feeling threatened, and there's an invasion of privacy, and the kind of tourists which are coming there is very sad. Taxi issue, which was promised to be resolved and I thought was being resolved before the commencement of the assembly session, has still not been done. Every time we are hearing of promises, but nothing coming out. There are also people who are making videos. There are youngsters who come and make videos, make a big noise and show everything is wrong about Goa. There may be some things where we may have faults, but everything is not bad about Goa. And I don't think that those kind of people should be given importance, nor should they be encouraged. These are the cheap tourists who don't want to spend money, and they want to complain a big amount, that they want to make a complaint shouting on the top of their voice as if they have paid a couple of lakhs to enjoy one small fruit, but nothing. They want everything free, I think so, and they want to just blame us. Probably this may be a kind of an extortion, so that next time they visit, they will get some free goodies over there in some hotels, restaurants, or some places. And unruly tourists. We have got these unruly tourists who come here, who are absolutely mannerless. They drive on the wrong side. We have drunk tourists who, after drinking, are also driving, crashing into barriers, crashing into other vehicles, crashing off the road. And there are also the type of tourists who I call those third-rate tourists, who believe that they have money. Because they have money, they have swanky cars, they come with banyan and cheddis, and they drive the big posh cars, and they think they can rule Goa. And they try to tell us, one thing, Honorable Speaker, these people who are coming here because they got money, they think they can teach us how we should live in Goa. I think these are the first people who should be sent back, and we don't want this kind of people. Goa tourism is now trying to say that government is saying that we are going to promote spiritual tourism. Not that kind of tourism that we already had, which was coming here. In Christmas time, they wanted to come with all this kind of tantric Christmas, and they wanted to have kind of spiritual, under the guise of spiritual tourism, they want to have sin tourism. I think this needs to be thwarted right at the root. In social welfare department, despite the praise by the governor, the DSS money does not come on time. In WCD, the Ledli Lakshmi money, after issuance of the letter, the people have to wait for months for the disbursement because they say there's no funds. As far as PWD is concerned, the whole Goa is shouting about the bad condition of roads. Few days back, we even had Honorable Minister of Tourism, Rohan County, complaining that the contractors are thick-skinned. He's saying that. So therefore, if Minister is shouting that his works in the roads are not being done, despite assurances to the Chief Minister, to the Minister by the contractors, think of what happens in other places. There's not even water. Another issue about water. We are having water problems throughout Goa, and we are allowing new constructions to come up. Not even 4 hours, promised 4 hours, 24 hours, 12 hours, and now 4 hours. Even that we are not getting water for a day or 2 days sometimes. In vigilance, corruption. I think every time we see Goa is claiming that it has done first, it has done everything best, but I think Goa now needs to get an award for being the most corrupt state. From cash to jobs, excise scam, the Birch by Romeo Lane, and even after that, I believe, and the people believe, that they closed down many of the establishments under saying that you don't have the permission, you don't have license, and finally you gave them permission to start exactly at the time of the season. If you and I were supposed to go there, we would have been waiting for 1 month, 2 months, getting this, get that, but they got this overnight by flying stroke, and this is the manner in which the department works, and therefore, there's a complete belief that this corruption is deep-rooted. National TV has been shouting against the deep-rooted corruption at every level, from the bottom to the top in Goa, to get anything done. I want to also make one statement. There is a statement made by an executive member of the BJP party in Goa, which shows that everything is available for a price. We are getting some amendments to some laws now. We will definitely oppose it, because it is, you pay a fine and you can get out of it. I don't believe in it, because this is your principle. You pay and you get off. That means everything is available for a price. I think this is dishonesty. I had also brought out before this House, Honorable House, about corruption by a police constable, one Gaurish Naik from Walpoi. The government said we will inquire into it. Yet, after the assembly session, he goes there to the Chief Minister's house for Ganesh Chaturthi and takes a photograph. What is the signal he is giving? What is the signal which people need to interpret? Law and Judiciary. Sub-registrars, complaints have come about sub-registrars, because sub-registrars is the biggest point of contact where they do sale deeds, wills, all documents of transfer, and it's big-time money also. Sub-registrars, we have been informed, are not coming, reporting on time for work. And some of them are very arrogant and insulting. Such type of people should be taught how to be sensitive and to speak to people. Whatever your position, the higher you go, the more humble you should be. But if these people think that they are law unto themselves and they are some God in the office, I think they should be given the stick and sent home straight away. I won't tolerate such kind of arrogant government officers, whichever post they may hold, and they should be put in their place. Shortage of judges is another thing which I've heard complaints from colleagues from South Goa at Margao. There are vacancies in judges. The load of the work has reached 16,000 cases, and I think this load will increase if we allow these vacancies to go on. Illegal sand mining is the last thing which I will talk about. Kishore Prabhu Gaonkar has exposed how in Perne, rampant sand mining is going on after the Zilla Panchayat results. Time and again, Perne has been the hot spot for illegal sand mining. And this is going on unabated. Every time a raid takes place, High Court has taken cognizance, but it looks like there are some powers which are above everyone, or a well-oiled racket. And Honorable Speaker, you will also know, now they have also spoken, today I've got the news of Sange, sand mining in the river. And this is also destroying the course of the river. So I think these are the things which the government needs to attend, and the government needs to take steps immediately. And I think these are the things, if the governor had brought it to the notice of the House and also advised the government on it, I think things could have been.
तुम्ही पळयतात GNH.